G'day everyone and welcome to the Hayden household. I thought ahead of Easter we'd just start to look at different options with seafood. Good Friday and the Easter celebrations in particular are a day where meat in our religious festival is not one of those things that we partake in. So I thought I'd do a really simple pasta tonight. A linguine pasta using a high quality linguine pasta. Guys, it's not that hard to make, I've got to say, pasta. It really is very easy, but that's for another day. Plus my pasta maker is not actually here. It's in the office. So just got these prawns that have been marinated for about an hour now. I've cut them, the backs out of them, and made sure all of the sand and grit is out of them. I've marinated them simply in garlic, olive oil, white pepper, and chili. Chili, the same ones that I was showing you guys the other night that we dehydrated. Well, I just reconstituted those in a little bit of hot water and put those through. Very simple. Combining that with a little bit of fresh Queensland sand crab. Absolutely beautiful ingredient. So the first thing I'm going to do is flavour my oils. I've got a combination of fresh herbs and Italian cuisine, just a must, a hand on hand. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of oil into the pan. It's very hot because I didn't want to waste the time. Waste not, want not. This is a little bit of olive oil that we've got from some leftover olives. We'll throw in there. Straight in with the herbs. Boom. We're firing tonight. Straight in there. Keep it going around a little bit. Don't need to really brown these at all. What we're trying to do is just create these, just become that translucent colour. The flavouring is in the seafood, so we don't, unlike a lot of sauces, we don't really want to overpower that too much. Now remember the other night I did a really nice passata or tomato sauce for the pizzas. This is going to go on there as well. A little bit of passata. Probably about a tablespoon of high quality passata. Next ingredient is a little bit of tournoise. But this gives you a beautiful aniseed flavour. Famous, obviously, for many years, as it says here, if I can possibly read that, through the 19th century in Paris on cafe terraces, but it gives you that different flavour. You can also use white wine as well. Sauv Blanc or any kind of Riesling or any of the white wine varieties go beautifully with seafood and doesn't overpower it. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of that in, not very much at all.
Just to recap, what are you cooking tonight?
Okay guys, tonight I'm doing a really simple seafood pasta. Head of Easter, celebrations of all Christians around the world. It's our faith to avoid meat on Good Friday. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of a mix away from the other proteins. Right, I've got 6 minutes, I reckon, from about this point on. So I'm going to put linguine pasta on. Beautiful, high quality linguine pasta. Already got my water boiling. Always worth the time and effort, if you can, to make your own pasta. And I can't wait to show you how to do that one day. It's not that hard. You need a good pasta machine, and the ingredients are very simple. But for another day.
Someone's saying, which pasta is that?
Linguine pasta.
Mm-hmm. And in that pot with the water, what did you have in it
yeah, good question. I just boiled some water and I put salt in it and a little bit of olive oil, which just helps for the separation, when it comes to the drainage side of it. Next, I'm going to put through the prawns. These won't take very long at all. These prawns, if you hadn't joined me a little bit earlier, have been marinated in a good quality olive oil, chopped garlic, and some some chilli that we grew in the backyard. In here so far, if you're just joining us again with this seafood pasta, I've got a little bit of red onion, some fresh herbs, which were rosemary, thyme. Give it a bit of a stir.
What type of pasta was that?
Right, there you go.
There we go. Take a screenshot, quick. And then someone's saying, what type of prawns?
These were fresh tiger prawns.
But green, hey?
They were green prawns, yeah, sorry. Green prawns, which I just peeled and deveined. A bit of a nasty process, but you know what, it's always worth it. Now, the trick to this recipe is to balance up the savoury tastes of the chilli and the olive oil, cut through that oil, and you've got to be able to do that with some sort of acid. So in India, you'll typically, use your tamarind waters, tamarind paste, that sort of stuff. In Italian cuisine, you use wine, which has got that acidity through it, like a Riesling you could put through it. I've decided to use Pernod today, but lemon juice and lots of it. So that gives you that direct cut through. At this point, I'm just going to add this spanner crab. This
Sand crab.
Sand crab it is, which has been pre-cooked and de-shelled. So another bit of an arduous type process, but always worthwhile in the end. This really is the magic right here. High quality lemons.
From our garden.
They're just growing in abundance at the moment. If you can keep the fruit fly off them, which is quite hard, there is quite a lot of wastage at the moment in the citrus. In particular the oranges that we're growing. The lemons seem to be able to avoid it. You'll see some of these may have little sting marks in it, like those little marks there. But generally they survive pretty well, which is good because they're really the key to this. Just give that a quick stir. Some pasta. 6 minutes. Can someone out there keep a time on that? No, we'll taste them. We'll be all right. So just to recap, we're doing a really simple seafood pasta ahead of Easter religious festival. We're doing a leaf linguine pasta. We've got olive oils, we've got lemons, we've got beautiful fresh prawns, fresh sand crab, and all of the ingredients, the typical Italian ingredients, onion, garlic, fresh herbs in abundance. Next, and it really is the finish of this, because this is just about done, is to pour fresh lemon onto it, through the hands, catch the pips. And what you'll also see is this will aid in the process of steaming the seafood. Those prawns, which aren't quite cooked yet, I can see that they're not quite cooked. You can always tell in a prawn when it's not cooked. You see it's still got that sort of texture to it, whereas some others, like that one for example, is almost done. Of all the proteins to cook, I reckon seafood's the hardest. Because an overdone seafood piece is not very nice. It can dry up, it can get powdery. If you cook seafood right, it should almost pop in your mouth. And that's when it's just starting to go translucent in colour. So we've squeezed now the halves of a full lemon, and this is the second one.
Mr. Jeffrey says, hello.
Mr. Jeffrey! I miss you, brother. I miss you. How's it going over in Dubai? Pretty lockdown, eh? Some of the guys have been telling me about that. Has been, pretty tough over there as well, but lots of love, mate.
Yeah, wishing you a happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Happy Easter, all the shoe crafts. You know what? That's done. That's done. The residual heat off the pan will be able to cook that without any problems whatsoever.
Yes, I'm holding the camera.
Yeah, Gracie's doing a good job. Now at this point, I just want to taste that, just to make sure that I've seasoned it. What I'm finding and why it's important to do that is you want to get that dance happening between the oils and the acids and the sweetness of the seafood as well. You know, so just to give that little test. And the last little thing, sweet, sour, and the key ingredient is salt. But in this case, I think it's pretty good because the seafood's actually sweated some salt out of it. So I'm happy with that. Now, I'm probably, a fairly big eater of salt. I really enjoy it. Maybe it's because of the hot climate that we live in, but I do like the taste of salt.
What's the name of the dish?
Come on, you guys can come up with a name. I would say it's a simple seafood pasta for the festival of Easter.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Perry is up.
Mr. P.
Wish you would get the dance going while you're cooking.
Which one? The one that you'll never celebrate when it comes to the Raiders? Oh, you're a good man, Mr. P. Hey, can you do me a favour? Can you just get me some parsley from the garden, please? Because I reckon that's going to be key to serve right at the end. That's something I forgot. Oops.
Job. Ladies, I'm glad I'm on the camera.
You might need a torch. Okay, I'm just going to try that. I don't think it's been quite 6 minutes, but we'll give it a go. How was the pad thai the other night, Mr. P? Did it meet your mark of approval?
They didn't have it, did they?
I think they did. I think they
No.
made some and then gave some away.
Oh, right, yeah. New haircut equals new nickname. Toe ball.
Skull cap.
Toe ball.
Sooner rather than later, you've got to do one thing in life. Stop fighting the tide. You never win. And of the 3 hairs that actually were on my head...
That's my hairdressing. I think I'm pretty good.
If you don't say yourself, Gracie. Oh, modesty.
It was really complicated. Took a lot of my time.
What was it, about 3.5 minutes?
I reckon a minute.
Now, I tried that and I didn't explain what I was trying to do. Grab one of these little fellas out. Now, a lot of people love to have pasta al dente, which means when you chew it, it's sort of hard in the centre. This is beyond that, so we're not having al dente tonight. I actually like it soft. In particular, with a seafood pasta, I don't reckon you really need it that hard. Okay, I'm just going to drain this off.
Mr. P says was truly scrumptious. We're watching Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Isn't it great, the way that we're all going back to these really old movies, that are just full of sort of family, sort of childhood memories. That's done. This is where that olive oil kind of helps, like when you put a little bit of olive oil through your water, that point, it just helps separate all the pasta.
Someone's asking, what are you cooking?
Okay, to recap, if you've just joined us, I'm doing a really simple sand crab and prawn pasta with a little bit of onion, a little bit of chilli and some fresh lemons and my secret bomb ingredient, which is some pernoid, which gives it that sort of star of aniseed flavour. Right, let's get this going. Oops, there, young fella. Hey! Crazy.
Chennai Super Kings official. What's your favourite food in Chennai?
Guys, you know what it is. I reckon you can almost guess it. Curd rice, pickle, and dal curry. Absolutely love it. So good. It's like comfort food, big time comfort food. Okay, we're just going to mix that through.
Someone's saying, why are you always cooking non-veg food?
I'm going to cook some veg food, but I'm not a vegetarian. So, I mean, my cuisine and our family's cuisine, and I dare say a lot of our country's cuisine is largely non-veg. But I promise you guys, I will cook some vegetarian food because we do have it, hey Gracie?
Yeah, we do.
Like
we do.
love
good
cooking.
dark curry.
Yeah, I'll cook a dal curry up. This is going to be my next vegetarian. And I do a dal curry, which you all know how to do, but I'm going to make it really simple. And I'm also going to do with it a really simple spinach and potato, or even just a straight potato. And I'm going to do an egg curry as well, because we have got an abundance of eggs in a really simple tomato and onion gravy. And the first thing I think more than anything is I'm going to do a very simple rice. So, you know, for all those guys and girls that are batching it out there, you know, just something that you just go to, which is simple and easy.
But tonight's meal is inspired by the Good Friday and how we don't eat meat.
The Easter celebrations, yeah. So when we say don't eat meat, most vegetarians will say, well, this is meat, but it's seafood in particular that we're talking about.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is just right at the end, I'm just adding a little bit more of the lemon through it, give it that tartness.
And that's 3 whole lemons, isn't it?
That's 3 whole lemons, yeah. I mean, we've got so many lemons that it's just, why not at this stage, hey? And to serve, I'm going to chop up some of this beautiful fresh parsley that Kel's been a part of getting. Thank you, love, for doing that. Roll that through.
Skimmy! Archie's watching in hunger. Archie, darling! Good boy.
Very naughty. Not supposed to be coming in the house.
No.
That's your fault, Grace. Righto. Just gonna get this.
Chennai Super Kings fans official. What's your favourite KSI memory? KSK, sorry.
Oh, I reckon there's so many. You know, I had three incredible years with CSK. But probably my favourite memory, I think, is the catching big Kieran Pollard in the Mumbai game. You know, it was a very unusual, if you remember, you guys, which you will, that very strange field positioning that MS Dhoni had for me, which is almost directly behind the bowler. And Kieran Pollard hits the ball like a tracer bullet there, and it came flat and hard and fast and took a nice catch, and, you know, that was really game over. So that was very cool. Well, I'm just going to throw this. This is not just the garnish, by the way, guys. This is also, I think, a really important part of this meal. You know, just that parsley gives it, again, that little bit of cut through. Now I'm going to finish it with one of my favourite oils as well.
When are you going to make a cracking barra dish?
Geez, you're giving me some good ideas, though. Yeah, good ideas. My favourite's probably a whole barramundi, which I deep fry in peanut oil, and firstly sort of cover with some corn flour, score it so it all opens up, so you get beautiful textures through the meat, so you get the white flesh, but you also get that really sort of charred look on the outside. So barra, hey? I'll do that. So just a little bit of beautiful fresh olive oil to finish this. Boom.
Yum. This looks so good and smells so good.
And a little bit of high quality Parmesan cheese.
Oh, who is your favourite child, Hayden?
Who's your favourite child?
I
I don't think you should answer
Who is
that.
that from? Who is that from?
Noel. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong.
listen, fathers
It's
and
me.
daughters,
It's
fathers
me.
and daughters
It's
are very
me.
special, but no, we love our kids equally, don't we, Grace?
I definitely think it's me.
Righto. Well, voila. That wasn't a very long cooking session, but it just goes to show that it was simple, it was easy, it was tasty, it smells terrific. But more than anything, you know, it's time to celebrate Easter, the festival of, to keep everyone safe, to keep everyone dear and near to you, those you love. Thanks so much for joining me tonight.
One more question.
Oh, the bosses are telling me I've got to...
What's your message to people of India at this time of COVID-19 lockdown?
Well, firstly from Australia, that we love you and we value our friendship from across the oceans. That's the one thing that connects us all when you really think about it, isn't it, is our ocean. And even though we're a long way away, you know, our rivalry in cricket has led to, you know, great relationships. And, you know, when we get out of all this, there's going to be some really important decisions that both our governments are going to make in terms of how it is that how we build on this great relationship that we have within India and Australia, how we trade and become more efficient in that, how we swap resources, you know, how we solve, I think, mutually the insecurities of both countries, which are very similar. Energy, water, food. I mean, we're all in poverty in many ways like that through those three things. And waste, I think, is also another very important issue. So blessings and love. You know, I know just how much you guys are being disciplined at the moment, and I encourage you to stay that way in India as we're doing here in Australia. And lots of love. What more can I say? And bon appetit. Namaste.